And when I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
Well, we're on to Cincinnati.
It's my team. It's my quarterback.
They are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Hello? You play to win the game.
They want you to cook the dinner. At least they ought to let you shop for some of the groceries.
And on the way up, we're going to buy the kneecap off.
You kidding me? Playoffs?
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
How can you not be romantic about football, man?
I'm sorry. It's just, these are happy tears because football is back next week, baby! Come on, Mohan, a little smirk.
I'm ready to go.
Just a little bit of excitement from you, my friend.
I'm ready to go.
Are you just weirded out because you're all the way over there?
I'm so far away.
I just needed a little separation because the energy is that high today. Because football is back next week. We have real things to talk about today, people. Kind of, not really. We're still the silly-ass show that we are. But we are going to have football in mere days. I had a meeting today about a preview show.
Woo!
I'm back on TV next week. I feel like I'm employed once again. I mean, it's fun to do this podcast. We did it all summer long. Thank you for being in the trenches with me, boys, and talking about, you know, I don't know, the shoe wear of athletes. That's we got really into the weeds this summer, but it's back. We have football to talk about. We've got preview shows next week. We've got Thursday Night Football. I'm very excited, and I know what you are all here for today. You're here to see if I have come to a conclusion in my life. This has got to be the silliest content that I've ever partook in, and I do some dumb stuff. This season was this offseason was a roller coaster for your girl. Okay? She lost the love of her life in the Cleveland Browns. So did Mohan. R.I.P. They did us dirty. And I love having a football team. I love it. We all do. We need a team to root for. I watch all the games, okay? I'm there all day on Red Zone. Shout out Sky Hansen. But I need somebody to fall in love with. And so I started the Benched Bachelorette a couple of months ago. This has been a journey.
More than a couple.
This has been a journey from the beginning. And I wanted to end up right before the season. Wow, so much of stuff has happened. Right before the season, I wanted to find a new team that I could buy all the way into. And I am happy to sit here today. This is like the after the rose, because if we all know who got the final rose, this is the after the rose right now. I am happy to sit here today to tell you that I have fallen in love. I have found my squad. And I wrote a little something so that you guys can see who my new lover is. Roll the clip.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I came on the Benched Bachelorette looking for love. And yes, I found it. The road to get here has not been easy. I had my heart broken.
This is bad business. I'm sorry. This is going to affect my fandom for this team.
I started this journey with 32 potential bachelors looking for my hand in football marriage. There were some major contenders, the Ravens, the Lions, the Seattle Seahawks. I'm just kidding. I never really thought about the Seattle Seahawks. So you're probably wondering who I chose. Well, this team has got a whole lot of heart. They're electric. They have an exciting young quarterback, a great head coach. And to be honest, I just kind of love the color scheme. How could I not pick this team? Los Angeles Chargers, will you accept this rose?
Great audio content right
I know,
here.
right? You guys are living for this on the pod.
Ma'am, this is a restricted area.
I gotta go.
Okay, so I made a whole sketch, you guys, and it'll be on all the socials, so you can go and watch that. But that long pause there was me trying to get a rose over the fence into SoFi, because Chargers are the one. They are the one that made it to the end. This is a team that I am very, very excited about. I loved watching them last year. When they played the Browns on my birthday, that was the most fun football game I have ever been to in my life. It was super high scoring. The Chargers won. So that was kind of like my first foray into seeing this team. And just like, I love the underdog mentality. I'm an underdog gal, okay? That's why I loved the Browns. You go into SoFi. It doesn't even belong to the Chargers. They've got this, even though they don't want to admit it. I interviewed a bunch of Chargers a couple weeks ago. They don't want to admit there's some kind of rivalry happening with the Rams. But maybe I can, from the inside, I can infiltrate and make that rivalry a real thing. So Chargers, you're stuck with me now, baby.
I'm looking forward to December 18th.
Why?
Because the Titans play the Chargers.
Do we go here?
At SoFi Stadium.
Oh, we gotta go.
We should go as a podcast and capture some content.
Absolutely gotta go. And now I don't feel so bad because there was this moment after the Chargers beat the Browns that I came on television. All these people for some reason started sliding into my DMs being like, Justin Herbert's your daddy. And I didn't like that. And so I went on television and said, Justin Herbert's not my daddy. But no, Justin Herbert can be my daddy.
I want to just say something. There's been a lot of people in my DM saying that Justin Herbert is my daddy. No, he is not after last weekend's game, okay? Justin Herbert's not my daddy. Okay.
Justin Herbert is my daddy. Confirmed he is my daddy. You are the father. Justin Herbert's my daddy.
I love it.
I know you value my opinion, too, so I support your decision.
Oh.
I like the Chargers, and Austin Eckler's a short king.
Austin Eckler is a short king, and you know what?
I root for short kings.
We love short kings on this show.
We love short kings.
So that is my final decision. I am going with the Chargers. I'm very happy with this decision. I think I love their social media. It's just a team that I want to cheer for. I love Justin Herbert. I think that they're going to be really good this year, and they are absolutely going to stomp on Graver's Titans. They are going to rip them into shreds. Also, I have the chance to go to football games. Like when I was a fan of the Browns, I never even got to go to a Browns game, which seemed so silly because I loved them so much. I want to be able to go and go to a game.
And for the record, when this started, I said that you were going to pick the Chargers. I don't know where that sound is. I don't know if Justin has that.
I think it was pretty obvious I was going to pick the Chargers. Can't relax. Everyone knew it. Speaking of relationships and love and all things good, there's some bad relationships happening in the league, and you came to the right place to hear all about it. Roll the clip.
It's time for Benched Buzz. We're bringing you all the hottest goss from the NFL world. Let's go live to our feature correspondent, Rachel Bonnetta.
We gotta find a way to get that in every single episode of this podcast. Guys, I was right. Last week, this was last week, right? I led the show with Tom and Giselle getting a divorce. That was the buzz that I was hearing. I got a text from a friend telling me that is what was going on. Now, all of a sudden, my mom was like, don't lead the show with that. That's dumb gossip. We're not Us Weekly. We're not the National Enquirer.
I never said anything.
That's what you actually sound like. Verbatim.
Wow.
Is what you said.
No, we're Benched Buzz, baby.
We're Benched Buzz, baby. We led the show with Tom and Giselle are getting a divorce last week. Adam Schefter, you're late. Actually, it hasn't been confirmed that they're getting divorced. It's just confirmed that they were they're fighting and all of this stuff. But what was fascinating, right after that episode came out, we are all in a group chat. And one of you guys sent me this clip from Brady once he did finally show up to training. Can we roll that and hear how sad he sounds?
It's all personal. Everyone's got different situations they're dealing with. So we all have really unique challenges to our life. And, I'm 45 years old, man. There's a lot of going on. So, you just got to try to figure out life the best you can. And, it's a continuous process. So.
Bro.
I'm going the other way. He sounds broken.
He sounds so sad. What do you mean you're going the other way? Now you agree with me.
No, I'm trending towards the other way. I'm not fully there, but
which way is the other way?
Which way is the other way?
What way are you trending?
You want me to say
it?
You
can't be on Benched Buzz if you're sending mixed signals. You have to give us a clear opinion. Do you think that they're getting a divorce or not?
I'm more towards that. No.
I think
I'm not
it's really I don't want to hear Tom Brady sad.
I know.
It's kind of a bummer. They're a staple. They're what makes me feel like love is still alive, baby. But I gotta say, this is a gross conversation, but I think that if Brady does get a divorce, look out, everybody. Football's always been his one true love, the thing that he can fall back on. He couldn't even stay retired from it. I think Brady's going to be a menace to society this year.
Or he's going to care so much about preserving his marriage and his relationship that he retires week 4. He's gone.
No way.
Whoa. That is a hot take. Clip that off because that might happen. That's not a man that seems fired up. Like,
right.
The thing about Brady is, like, he really, besides the obvious drama like Spygate and Deflategate and all of the gates, it doesn't seem, correct me if I'm wrong, it doesn't seem like he's really let his personal life kind of like, and I'm sure he's a human being, I'm sure like lots of stuff has happened to him. Like, he's always just seemed to be like, and even when the Deflategates and the Spygates and all of that stuff was happening, he was still, like, wasn't it the year after Spygate they balled out? That was like the year that they won like every single game in the season. Correct me if I'm wrong.
They always bounce
He was
back.
suspended for the first 4 games.
So maybe it was the
that was
following
Deflategate
season. I can't remember, but he balled out.
Yeah, he balls out a lot.
So well, that's true. But I feel like he can turn that off, and it's just about football.
Even when Deflategate happened and they asked Belichick, and Belichick's like, you're going to have to ask Tom about that. And they're just totally throwing him under the bus, and he's still...
But maybe they're throwing him out, maybe they're tossing him the bone because they know that he can handle it. Either way, I'm sad. I'm sad to report on Benched Buzz, but I think that this is a real thing that might actually be happening.
Maybe once football season starts, he'll get back into it, and then he'll forget about her. And
forget about her? What are you going to forget about Giselle? Come on, what did you just say? It's Giselle. Who do you think that Tom Brady could marry? Kim?
Oh, no.
Kim Kardashian, Tom Brady.
Please don't.
Kim Kardashian, Tom Brady. I ship it.
No
I ship
way.
it.
No.
I ship it.
What's the opposite of shipping?
I don't know.
Seal it. I don't know.
Okay, speaking of some other relationships, I guess Jimmy G is sticking around with the 49ers. That's also some news that came out this week. I just don't get it. I think that Kyle Shanahan, as Cynthia said it once before, Kyle Shanahan is a lying liar who lies. And we just can't ever... Graver, you brought up a great point. What was it, earlier this week? Trey Sermon, he was saying... What was he saying?
Last week he called Trey... He just said really wonderful things about how good Trey Sermon is.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday, Trey Sermon was cut from the team.
I don't mean to laugh, but ha ha ha. Like, what are we doing here? Kyle Shanahan... he just has some of my favorite in-season quotes. Like the PR should really like scale back the amount of times that he gets to talk to the media because something is always cuckoo bananas with him. He's always saying something like, I don't know if any of us are going to be alive this week. I don't know who's starting at quarterback. And like in the midst of COVID, like, honey, maybe you don't say something like that. So now he's staying. He is currently the highest paid backup in the league. He just gets to sit on the sidelines. And I guess he's got incentives in his contract. So if Trey Lance absolutely bombs and Jimmy goes back in, he gets more money. But like, this has just been such an interesting thing. I guess they got kind of screwed over because of his injury and they didn't know what was going on with that. But congratulations, Jimmy G. You got a home, you got a partner, and you got some money in your pocket.
For now, he's got a home. What this really does, so they added a no-trade clause, which is interesting because it just gives Jimmy G the ability to say, no, don't trade me to that dumpster fire team that has no chance to win anything this year. But if a team that is competitive loses their quarterback in week 6, now his contract isn't so massive that a team could actually trade for him.
Absolutely.
If he agrees. That's the weird part.
I also still think that Jimmy's got some spice in him. I think that Trey, and who knows what Trey's going to look like. He was barely played last season. When he did play, he didn't look good. But all the offseason reports that we've heard are that he, like George Kittle was saying, like, oh, this guy's, like, he's not like what you saw of him last year.
And say what you want about Jimmy G, that locker room loves like
that.
Well,
obviously, like look at what they're doing for him.
Teammates love him.
They're
so
keeping him around for now.
Sure.
Okay, well, listen, Graver, I was trying to end on like a happy relationship note, but you're like, he can still be traded. Guys, love is in the air. Is all that matters. Maybe not with Tom and Giselle, but love is in the air. And love is especially in the air because we've got a sponsored segment coming up. Baby girl got a sponsor.
Heyo.
It's coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna make some early leans of the season because this is the season preview show, baby. Buckle up. Don't go anywhere. Okay, it is time for Pick 6 presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. We're official. Guys, we've got a sponsor on the show for the season?
I think so.
For the season! Woo, baby! Okay, so we are making some early leans, some picks for this season. And maybe we can all kind of go around the horn and see what we're thinking here. Super Bowl pick. Very, very early. Not a single game has been played. But I think we are going to see the first game get a little rematch in the Super Bowl. I'm going Bills over the Los Angeles Rams. First off, how fun of a Super Bowl would that be?
It would be.
I think that the Bills have got some vengeance this season with the coin flip. They got a rule change in the offseason. Really like Josh Allen. I really love their culture, that whole squad. So I'm going Bills over Rams, who I still think they just have an easy path to get there. Who's in their way?
Yeah, I like this. Right, like you just said, the Rams. Who's in the way for the Rams? I mean, the top contenders in the NFC, the Packers lost Devontae Adams. The Bucks have all this drama going on with Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. The Eagles, the Saints, other teams that people like to make a leap this year. It's just a projection.
People like the Saints to make a leap.
People love the Saints. The 49ers in the division with the Rams, Trey Lance is such a question mark. Again, a projection.
I was really surprised to see how high of a favorite the 49ers were, actually. I was like, what are they doing there? Mo, what are you going with?
I like the Chiefs. Well, Patrick Mahomes.
Oh my God, snooze-a-palooza.
Oh, taking the favor where the Bills.
Sorry, you don't have any joy in your life? Do you not want excitement?
The Bills are the favorite. I want to do something different.
Bills have not been in a Super Bowl in... When was the last time the Bills were in a Super Bowl?
32,
32,
35, I'm just being realistic.
72 years.
Early 90s with Jim Kelly, I think.
Who do I want? I would want the Bills, but I think
Chiefs
Mahomes.
Over who?
Chiefs over, I'm going to go 49ers.
Oh, wow.
What?
So you're predicting a big Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Trey Lance will work out. The defense is good. Stafford's elbow, do we know? Or is his elbow, I think?
Right. You were just worried about Stafford staying in shape.
No, his elbow is...
No, I know, but he's also getting older, too.
Yeah.
He's already kind of been through. He's won a Super Bowl.
No.
How long is he going to be around for?
I'm down to do something a little different.
Okay. I actually really like that. That's fun. Saw it a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It's still a little boring,
rematch.
But
that's cool.
It's fun.
I like Rams over Ravens.
Ooh.
High on Lamar Jackson.
I really love that. I think that the Ravens are going to be good this year. But also, does it not concern you what happened with Lamar Jackson this week?
What about the guaranteed contract?
Just about all the money stuff, and then he was liking a photo of him in a Dolphins jersey. What are we doing?
I think he's subtly negotiating. Remember, he doesn't have an agent, so
I thought his mom is his agent.
His mom and him sort of represent him.
That is so bonkers wild.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's adorable.
So I think Lamar's going to be motivated by all this contract talk to go out there and show that he deserves this kind of a fully guaranteed deal. I like the Rams. I just mentioned why I love the Rams. I think the Rams offense could be better this year with Allen Robinson, who's there for the full season. I think Allen Robinson is, at his peak, a better receiver than Robert Woods, who's really good, and now with my Titans. But, Odell Beckham joining mid-year, I think Allen Robinson is better than what you got out of a late season run with Odell last year, too. Aaron Donald came back for one reason, to win another Super Bowl. This team, I think, is motivated, and the NFC is so wide open for, strong competition.
Aaron Donald seems like he's got a lot of pent-up energy lately.
Yeah, that was wild.
What in the hell was that? Did you see what we were talking about?
Yeah.
Swinging helmets at practice. That was pretty crazy.
Maybe don't do that. Maybe don't do that.
2 helmets.
Two?
Miles had 1.
Coco Bonk?
You don't think Cooper Kupp will have a regression? No, he's not going to have that.
Statistically, he probably will, but I don't think the offense. I think the offense overall, everyone around him. Cam Akers healthy for the full season. You hope at least he doesn't have a torn Achilles right now, like he did this time last year.
Ooh.
And there's some question marks on the offensive line, but overall, I think the Rams have. There's just nobody that stands in their way.
I agree.
I love how you said my pick was boring, and you're picking the team that won last year.
Okay, I have them in there, but I
have
the
you,
Bills.
Justin.
Oh.
Yeah. Repeat city. One of the hardest things to do in sports is repeat as Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, that's at least an interesting storyline, Mohan. Okay, MVP, most valuable player. Aaron Rodgers has won it the last 2 years in a row. Guys, I think he might go for a third. Listen, hear me out. Okay, he's trying all of these new things in the off season. He's on ayahuasca. He's really centering himself. He's very zen. He got a cool tattoo. I just feel like he is heightening himself, and it is reminiscent of Tom Brady when he really started to get in crazy, as he started getting older, he started getting in this crazy shape. I think Aaron Rodgers is doing that and getting in crazy mental shape as well. Maybe we don't agree with the antics and the non-vaccination and all the things and all of the things. But I don't know. I think he's got an interesting head on his shoulders, and he could win it a third time. Who are you guys going with?
I like this pick because narrative-wise, it's such a narrative-driven award. Like what the press writes determines how people think about it.
I was so like, oh, Aaron Rodgers isn't going to win the year that he like tells everyone that he's an anti-vaxxer. Like it's exactly like the media votes on this stuff, but like third year in a row when he's like zenning out and like doing yoga on the field, I'm into that.
And the fact that he doesn't have Devontae Adams, if he puts together a statistical season like the last two, people are going to be like, oh, wow, this is all Rodgers. He deserves the MVP again because he carried this team of rookie receivers,
sure, exactly, because that's what I was
receivers.
thinking. We don't even know what Aaron Rodgers is going to look like without his like biggest weapon this year. But I don't know. I have a feeling he could ball out. I just feel like he loves proving us all wrong, and I don't know. It's interesting. What do you think, Mo?
I like Herbert.
Okay.
That's it?
He's going to take, yeah.
Is it inappropriate that I keep on calling him?
Yeah.
Just like age-wise, maybe, because he's, 24?
I mean, I don't mean it in a weird way.
How old is Herbert?
You guys don't need to make it weird. I think he is 24.
That's
That
pretty
sounds
good,
right.
huh? Wow.
So wait, is your pick Aaron Rodgers as well?
No, my pick is back to my Super Bowl pick.
Ryan Tannehill.
Lamar
Jackson MVP?
Lamar Jackson does it again.
I'm into that. I'm into that. That's spice.
I'm all in on Lamar having like a season to shut up everyone who's ever doubted him.
Who was the runner-up of MVP last season?
Brady.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, let's move on. Comeback player of the year. This is what I was thinking. I remember thinking last year, oh, Dak's got it in the bag. I was at NFL Honors and I was sitting and I saw Dak and I was just like, ooh, I'm going to kind of like, when you're at a wedding, you like want to watch the bride come down the aisle, but you also like want to take a peek at the groom. I was just like, I'm just going to watch Dak and I'm going to watch the whole thing happen. And he didn't get called. Who won again?
Burrow.
Joey B.
Joe Burrow won. Right. Joe won comeback player of the year and I'm watching Dak and even Dak was like, what the... like could not contain his reaction and actually reacted to him not winning comeback player of the year. So that was chef's kiss, a beautiful moment in the night. My comeback player of the year is your guy, Derrick Henry. What a sad day when he went down last season. He was balling out 8 games, 937 rushing yards, 10 touchdowns. He was going to have a doozy of a season. He goes down. Then all of a sudden, everyone looks to Jonathan Taylor Thomas, our guy. Jonathan Taylor starts to ball out, and we're like, oh my God, could you imagine if Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry are both just running crazy in the league? That's going to be so much fun football. I am saying that Derrick, he sees Jonathan Taylor. He sees those numbers that he's putting up, and he's like, no. This is my title. I am King Henry. This is my crown. And he could have a really fun season. So I'm going Derrick as my comeback player of the year. Are you with me?
I am with you 100%.
Yeah.
We did a similar segment picking awards and stuff on around the NFL the other day, and 4 people out there to choose. None of them had Henry as comeback player of the year.
What were their options?
They had
Probably McCaffrey, right?
McCaffrey was somebody's.
Sure. Who's your comeback player of the year? Chris McCaffrey?
No. It's a shot, but it's a fun shot. I want to go Baker. And the problem.
How could I miss that? Oh my God! I changed my pick.
You're
I
a
changed my pick.
sellout. I'm loyal.
I changed my pick. I changed my dang pick, Mohan.
But the problem is, if Baker and the Panthers do well, everyone's going to say that it's McCaffrey because of McCaffrey that they're doing well.
I feel like people love to hate Baker and they wanted like all of these excuses for him playing bad last season to be like anything else, but like that his body was absolutely broken.
Yeah.
Maybe we were too close to the situation, so we know how badly he was injured, but like, oh my God, I love that pick.
Yeah, that's a good pick. That's like one of those, like when the year Phillip Rivers won after just having a down year, like he wasn't actually injured. Like comeback player of the year, you don't necessarily have to be coming back from injury. You can just come back from a down year. The NFL.com newsroom writers voted Jameis Winston as the most likely, like he got the most votes with 8.
Interesting.
McCaffrey behind him with 7 votes. Derrick Henry had 3 votes. Saquon Barkley, Khalil Mack each got 2 votes. J.K. Dobbins, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Michael Thomas.
Saquon's also on my fantasy team. This
Me
gotta
too.
It's got to be the last year, right? It's got to be.
Wait, no votes for
He's
Baker?
got to go. He's got to go.
No votes for Baker from the NFL.
Wow, thanks
rating staff.
NFL rating staff. Okay, offensive player of the year. Who do you guys like? I'll let you guys go first.
So for this, I always get confused. is the MVP gonna be like it should be the offensive player of the year?
I believe.
Oh, you think it should be hand in hand?
I think 7 of the last 10. I might not be exactly right. I think 7 of the last 10
Have been same.
Have been the same.
Okay.
But usually what happens is when Derrick Henry runs for 2,000 yards, for example, when Michael Thomas sets a single-season reception record, when something crazy happens.
Cooper Kupp's year last year.
Cooper Kupp last year. When somebody does something crazy that isn't a quarterback, they like reward them with Offensive Player of the Year because you basically have to be a quarterback to win MVP.
Yes. Okay, well, here's my pick. I'm going to go Jonathan Taylor. I think he's going to have an even more exciting season next year. If we're not doing same MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, I'm going Jonathan Taylor Thomas. I think he could have a really fun season. What do you guys think?
I think that's a good pick.
Yeah.
But I've got Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
like
our
that
guy,
too.
friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod.
Love
My name buddy. We're both Justins.
Aww.
And I love having him. I've drafted him in fantasy this year. I think
they're gonna throw more.
They're gonna with Kevin O'Connell taking over head coach in Minnesota.
For fantasy heads out there, when you're filling your roster, are you filling them with guys that you want to root for, or guys that you just think are gonna win every single week?
It's funny. I helped Mohan with a couple fantasy drafts this week.
Wow, Mohan.
No, it was
good.
good.
We were asking for a little help.
It was just like a good.
No, it was more. I was freaking out, stressing out, so I was on my computer texting him, and he didn't respond for a while, for like 3 hours.
That's sweet that you guys have formed this little bond.
It was fun.
That's cute.
He's easy to get along with.
Aw, cuties. Okay, so Jonathan Taylor, who you're going, Justin Jefferson, who are you going?
No, I was gonna go Justin Jefferson.
Wow, friend of the pod
agreed.
indeed. Okay. And finally, the 6th pick that we are going to talk about is Coach of the Year. I love doing this. I don't know why I was out of my dang mind last year. I had Sean Payton as my Coach of the Year last year, and then he just like randomly retired. That was weird. I am going my guy, leader of my team, my squad, Brandon Staley, who just so happens to be the favorite to win Coach of the Year, followed by Brian Dable.
That's an interesting one.
I think that this is very interesting. I was confused as to why he is so high in the favorites category. But who do you guys like?
I like Doug Peterson.
Interesting.
In Jacksonville. I think this is another one that's very narrative driven. Mike Vrabel won it last year because it was a huge story that Derrick Henry got hurt and the Titans still got the 1 seed.
Yep.
And everyone perceives Ryan Tannehill is not that good. So it's like, oh, Mike Vrabel won with all this despite that. I think that like coming in, a first-year coach wins this award a lot. Over half the time in the last 10 years, this has gone to a first-year head coach. Mm-hmm. And just coming off of what Jacksonville was last year, Doug Peterson can be like an average level head coach, and the contrast to how much better Jacksonville will get because of the disaster that Urban Meyer was.
I love this. And to piggyback on this, I think I might change my pick to Josh McDaniels.
Oh, there you go.
Coach of the Raiders this season, because, oh my goodness, we've talked about this on this show, the stuff that they went through last season. I feel like they could be a fun team this year with the addition of Devontae Adams, Derek Carr. This could be a fun squad. Josh McDaniels is like, I know he's been back and forth on the head coaching thing. That's an interesting storyline.
And I feel like he wouldn't take a head coaching job unless he
was really
right.
Well, yeah, because he's had that opportunity before.
Several times, yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point. He wouldn't take this job unless it was something that he really believed in.
Yeah.
Who's your coach of the
year? I'm gonna go Mike McDaniel. I think he's the most entertaining, out there, fun, and I'm rooting for Tua this year. And I think if he can help Tua. And that narrative would be nice.
I do like Mike McDaniel. I think he's awkward, but in like a fun way.
He was fun to meet in Indy when we went to the Combine.
Was he cool?
He was.
What was his sneaker game like?
Interesting. I don't remember what his sneaker game was like.
I think there's a lot going on in his head.
I just remember saying like, "You're the man, Mike. We're all rooting for you," and he went like totally. I got to turn my mic down because he just went, "Woo, yeah!" And it was like, "What the heck? Okay, yeah, we're all behind you, man."
I love that little sweetie.
It's a great.
I love
yelled
that.
at me out of nowhere. It's awesome.
Okay, DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code DK1 for a special offer when you sign up. Ooh, very excited about that. Those are our picks for preseason. Okay, before we leave, there was a lot of stuff that happened this week. Some good, some bad. Maybe some slipped through the cracks. Maybe you didn't see some of them. It's time for the best thing and the worst thing that I heard all week.
He's the best.
One of the worst things / honestly, I'm going to be honest about this. It looks interesting. It looks enticing. No, don't shake your head. We all know about my love of hot dogs on this show. I believe it was Oscar Mayer Wiener who came out with a nice football treat. Is that what we are calling this?
I hope not.
What is it? It's a popsicle that's flavored, hot dog flavored popsicle? Is that what we're dealing with? With mustard on it? Moen, you're the one that found this. What is this?
I don't even eat hot dogs. I thought this was your cup of tea.
We do love hot dogs here, but you know what I saw that when I first saw this in the rundown, it made me think of? Somebody captured a guy at a baseball game turning his hot dog into a straw that he drank his beer out of.
I love that for him. That actually sounds quite tasty, and I would try it.
Insane looking.
Okay, so some call it stupid, many call it genius. Introducing the Oscar Mayer Cold Dog, a hot dog flavored frozen popsicle.
It is toasty outside.
And it looks like it's got mustard on it. But did they freeze like hot dog?
Here's the thing, like, when you eat a frozen treat,
even I say no to that.
How often are you going for a savory frozen treat versus a sweet frozen treat?
Listen, I don't know if I've said this on this podcast before. I don't eat ice cream. I don't think it's good.
So
I don't
so
like.
Wrong.
I don't like.
It's so wrong.
I don't like cold things to begin with, whether it's sweet or savory. I'm not into it. But I would dabble with this. So Oscar Mayer, we were talking about sponsors earlier. If you want to hop on the show, if you want to send us some cold dogs,
we will eat them live on the show.
We will eat them live on the show, or at least Mohan will. And we'll laugh about it. I'm just
Mohan
kidding.
doesn't
I
eat meat.
I wouldn't make you do that. But I will gladly try this. Okay, so that is the worst / honestly, that's enticing to me. Like, I would be interested in trying that. Another food announcement. Sauce Gardner signed a deal with Buffalo Wild Wings and will have his own signature sauce called the Sauce. If you could have, okay, let me ask you this off the top of my head. If you could have like one deal with some kind of like fast food brand chain, what would it be? Because there's all these like pop stars having deals with McDonald's. Sauce has got this with Buffalo Wild Wings. What kind of partnership would you want to do? Because you're getting free food all the time. I think that I would do some kind of like special chicken McNuggets situation because I can mess up many, many, many chicken nuggets.
That's a good pick.
That's a good one.
One of my favorite food items on the planet, fast food or otherwise, is the sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle from McDonald's.
I didn't think I could respect you more.
Yes.
McGriddles are where it's at. Not
so good.
Not that I'm hungover a lot because I'm a professional woman. I'm a professional woman. But if you are experiencing these things, a McGriddle will save your dang life. What are you going with? Are we all just going McDonald's?
I like McFlurries, but probably Chipotle. I'm a big Chipotle guy.
Chipotle?
I get Chipotle once a
Zach
week.
Wilson special over here. Yeah, that was Zach Wilson, right?
Zach Wilson had a deal with Chipotle?
Did he?
He had a special bowl. Am I
crazy?
Yeah,
I think when the rookies did.
Interesting. Okay, Chipotle and McDonald's. All right, well, if either of those people want to reach out, they are welcome. Okay, that is our show. Guys, football starts next week. And soon we are going to have 2 episodes per week. I don't know if I'm allowed to say. We're also hitting the road this year. Am I allowed to say that?
Say it. If we can't, I'll cut it out.
We're going to London. We're going to London.
You sound like you're from London.
We're going to Germany. We're going to be around the globe, everybody. Mo, you going to come? You going to fit my suitcase?
Yeah. Let's try
it.
I'm going to London for 2 weeks. And then we are also going to Munich to cover that game. International games, baby. Going to be hanging out with the ATN boys. Going to be hanging out with my guy Graver. Going to be hanging out with my girl, the Queen. Just kidding.
Like Queen Elizabeth?
Should be weird vibes, I feel. Yeah. Should be weird vibes. Don't forget to subscribe to the show. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Benched_pod to see the videos and clips we talk about each week with your own eyes.
And let me just say, youtube.com/NFL. This is the show to watch because you don't want to miss that Benched Bachelorette.
Guys, we're going to have sketches all season long. You're going to want to watch this with your eyeballs, okay?
And starting next week, this show will stream as a video show on the NFL Fast channels. Check it out next Friday. We'll do a week 1 preview show for everybody.
Does that mean I have to, is this going to be live?
It won't be live.
Can I not say?
It'll be live to tape.
Spicy things.
You can say spicy things. We have editors.
If only you guys heard the uncut version of this show. An NFL fantasy Fantasy is back, and we just live for it. Make this year your year. It's free and easy to play. Download the NFL Fantasy app today or sign up at fantasy.nfl.com. Bye, guys. Happy football. Woo!